Hello from the city of London and
Madrid.
today is a cross-country collaborative episode with the one and only
Nazly, I mean.
Nuzie. How are you doing, Naz? How are you truly feeling today?
I'm good. I'm feeling great. I just caught up with Sima, which is always fun to do. And yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to be on this podcast featured after listening to so many episodes and getting to collaborate countryly. But yeah, I'm excited. How are you?
You were a guest I needed to have on this podcast, and we wanted to do this in November when Naz visited me in London. We had such a fun time, but
Yeah,
we were just too busy yapping and catching up that we didn't get to actually record this.
We didn't have enough time. I don't think we had enough time, but I think we did it now a few months later.
We did.
And yeah.
And so tell us about what you've been up to. You're a working woman now. She's hustling work and studying.
I've entered the corporate world alongside my studies, which is super exciting. It's very different. I think it's very different to the expectation I had. So I work in a marketing and communications intern position, which is super cool. But I started off kind of doing interviews back in November, like right before I visited Sima, and that was when I kind of got the job. And before in the interview process, I was speaking to the current intern. She was like, "Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. It's such little work. You're not even gonna feel it. You can focus on your studies." And then January started, and I started working, and it was a little bit, I think, more overwhelming than I originally anticipated. Yeah, it was a lot. I think the transition to kind of work-life balance, especially with winter weather when things are literally a little bit more down. It's mid-January, 1 degree, and I'm waking up at 8 to make it, and then coming back from class super late.
It was a little bit. It takes you an hour.
No, yeah, it takes me an hour to commute. I think it's a little bit of hard to kind of adjust at the start, but I've gotten into a little bit of a work-life balance now, and I'm feeling good about it.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Nazly is great. I feel like you're someone who's always good at balancing life with work. Even when we were in school. Actually, I should give context about who you are and
Yeah.
Sorry,
maybe let's do a little bit of an intro.
Okay, but basically, Nazly. Oh my god, the way that we met is such a cute story. We need to talk about that.
It is such a cute story, and it's literally in Ramadan. It's perfect.
Was it Ramadan?
No, but I'm saying Ramadan now.
Oh my god.
In a line.
Basically, it was year 8, so grade 7 for those in the American system. And we were, I just joined the school that Nazly was already in, that we both graduated from. Oh my god, how wholesome. And we were in line. There was it was the start of the year, they were organizing classes for Islamic. And we were in line, and I'm standing in line, and then there's this adorable girl who's so excited with energy and the best smile, standing in front of me. And then she turns down and she's like, "Hi, I'm Nazly."
I made most of my friendships for the past 20 years of my life.
I was like, "Oh my god, hi!" And we both say this, right? That I felt like I knew you before.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think we got along straight off the bat. It wasn't there was no awkwardness. I think Seema's a very bubbly and excitable person as well. Oh. And keep in mind, we were young. We were still much younger at the time. So me turning around being like, "Hi, I'm Nazly," and then just getting a "Hi, I'm Seema. Nice to meet you" back. I think it's rare that, not rare, but I think me and you are not people that always find people that match our energy.
Yeah.
It's sometimes, obviously we're very sociable, and I don't think everybody is like that straight off the bat, but I think we had that energy right from the beginning.
Alignments. But
yeah, we
just your vibe and your energy just was very. It was so familiar in some way. I don't know how. I don't think we knew each other, but it felt like we did. But it was good.
Sure.
And ever since then, we've just been vibing, and I would say a turning point in our friendship was the Italy trip, probably, or something that got us really close. You talk about
I
it.
think. I had my best friend from when I was in year 3, grade 2 for the American system, and we were rooming in Italy and we needed a third roommate, and I knew Sima from meeting her in an Islamic line,
Yeah.
and I think did Tia know you?
Yeah, because this was, oh my god, yeah, you're right. Italy was only 1 year after. There's no way.
It was March.
I feel like we were so much older in Italy compared to when we first met.
No, we were. I turned
my
14 on that
gosh.
trip.
You did. Yeah,
No,
no,
13.
no, 14.
14.
Yeah, for sure. Because I remember your
Yeah,
13th birthday was the one in Atlantis, and that like kids,
Oh yeah.
the teenager like karaoke place.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Dina actually brought that up in a podcast that her and I recorded together.
Really?
Yeah, we were like, oh my god, remember that party? But no, UT and I were in the same English class with Mr. Shakluna, and me and Nazzy are such chatterboxes, so he'd keep moving us across the class. But everywhere he moved
I
us, we
sat
talked.
on every single table in that classroom, and every time he put me, like, it wasn't the people around me that were the problem, it was me. Like, I was the issue. But then there was a point where me and Sima were on the same table, and Tia was on the table right behind us. So it's like we turned around and we just made our own circular table, like, in the middle.
Oh
And
my
I think we
gosh,
like bonded
yeah.
with that. And we were like, oh, like we need another roommate. Like, let's all three of us, we're going to Italy, to us three room together.
Yeah. That's where
And we
Citisley
did.
started. We need to do an episode of Citisley with Tia.
We should. We definitely should. But that was, I think, there's definitely a turning point. Obviously, when you travel with somebody, you like bond on, I think,
Yeah.
another level. And we were so young, so we were still so like malleable. I think it set the tone for the next like 7 years of our lives
Yeah.
after that.
We got so lucky with our first room. We got such a nice view with the hotel in Italy.
Yeah, we did. We had a view of where we were in Capri.
No, Capri we stopped by, but we were in Naples?
Naples. I think we were in Naples. It was
It's actually been a while.
beautiful. It's been a really
my
long
gosh.
time.
Oh, but that was such a fun trip.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, I think what Sima was kind of like saying earlier is I am the type where it's like I've always been able to like balance like life and work. And I think as we got older, we both kind of learned that, because like in IB, for example, it's like I'm a procrastinator. I leave things until the very last minute. I've worked on that and I've managed. In a corporate world, you can't do that because you always have a deadline. So it's like, it's not really procrastinating. It's just getting everything done like as quick as you can.
I still
that was,
think
like, a
procrastination exists in corporate, but in a different way.
No, it definitely exists, but I think I'm forced a little bit out of it.
Yeah.
But in school, it was like, oh, we have an essay due next week. Not even an essay due in a month. Sima had started.
No, but the thing is, like, we would both finish at the same time. I would start so early, but we'd finish at the same time. And also Nazly, I admire her ability, like, this work-life balance thing, because you won't be as stressed. You'll be like, no, I'm gonna start it later, or no, I'm gonna do, like, the TOK essays. You're like, I'll do it the night before.
I think that's part of it, but I think it's a facade that I managed to hold up for a really long time, because I think I was stressed. Like, I think I was extremely stressed, but I was too stressed to work. So it was just kind of like, if I pretend it doesn't exist, then it's not there. And then it would come to the night before and it would be like, wait. And I remember my math IA.
Oh my God.
I remember my math IA. So we had a school deadline in October or January or whenever it was. We had a school deadline, and then we had the IB deadline in April. And they wanted me to submit it like months before. I submitted it 3 days before the IB deadline because I was like, I don't know who you think you are, thinking you're gonna get my essay months before it's supposed to be sent out. And I remember Mr. Burns, our teacher, would always come to me.
I hope he's
And he would be like, Nazly, where's your IE? Nazly, where's your IE? Sima already submitted her IE. Read Sima's IE as an example. Sima already did this. Like, you'll get it. Like, you'll get it eventually. Like, don't worry.
Oh my God.
And I text Sima and be like, can you send me your IA? Like, I don't know how to do this correlation. Can you send me your IA? I don't know how to do this crap. And it was...
No, but the thing is, in other things, you would be like on. It's like Nazly was like mathematician wizard of our class. Like, she literally would not have to do that much in the class because she already knew everything. Like, mashallah. Like,
I do the class before the class, so I would be fine.
Like,
And I remember with this guy in our class, I'm not gonna name drop, but we had one of our dear friends who asked me to help him learn math and then scored a better grade than me in the final IB diploma, which was humbling to say the least. Because I think because I was so good at math and always had this like, oh my God, like I'm above it and I'm doing so well. And, like it was great, like subhanAllah, I did really well. But I slacked a little at the end because I was balancing life a little better. I think I had priorities.
No, but I feel like towards the end, like you were on it, like.
Yeah.
Overall, the point is Nazly is great at life and balance, and you used to always do like your sunrise and gym, and then I'd occasionally come to your area where you live and join
would join me sometimes for my little like watching the sunrise. And I remember there was one day it was super fun. We took a bunch of pictures, chilled, like it was fun.
Tell us more.
It feels so far away.
Oh my God, yeah. We need to do it again. We need to do it the next time we're both in Dubai. Or what then? When I come to Madrid, inshallah, we should do a sunrise thing.
Honestly, I'm down. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure the sunrises here are beautiful. I've just never seen one, to be honest with you.
Oh, you haven't?
Yeah. No, I've seen them in Segovia, but I've never. I mean, I've seen sunrise here, as in I'm waking up to go to work. So, but it's not really an enjoyable experience because I didn't want to see the sunrise that day. I couldn't care to see the sunrise. On a Monday morning when I finish class at 7:30 p.m., like not really the vibe, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, be grateful that there is some sun because you don't always get it here.
You can say that, but for the past month, it's been nothing. Not month. Last week, it's been nothing but rain. And if you see the forecast until next Tuesday, every day is raining and below 10 degrees.
Because we have sun right now. Like, it's actually sunny outside.
I know. You took it.
We stole it.
You took the sun. Yeah, it's not fun. I had to buy an umbrella. I didn't have an umbrella.
Oh my gosh. You didn't have an umbrella?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's too windy to have an umbrella here because they just keep breaking.
Oh yeah, that's true. That used to happen to me in Bath. Speaking of Segovia though...
Yeah.
Sorry, I cut you off. You were going to say something?
No, I was gonna say you should think that like with the technology and evolution of like today's world that there would be a mechanism that's like a little bit more durable than like the typical umbrella. But ignore me, I'm sidetracking. Speaking of Segovia,
I was gonna say tell us more about your journey to Spain. Because you always wanted to have this type of experience, and tell us how you got there, what your inspiration was.
Oh, I go to IE University, which is a uni that you can do either 4 years in Madrid or you can do 2 years in Segovia, 2 years in Madrid. And I was initially applying completely for the Madrid campus, which is crazy to think about now because Segovia was like actually a transformative experience.
I thought you always wanted Segovia.
No, I initially started with Madrid 4 years, but right before I submitted my application, I switched it to Segovia. And that was like the best decision I probably ever made. But all my friends were planning on going to the UK, and I was I remember being emotional and sad, and oh my God, we're gonna drift, and like very upset about it. But I knew that there was no part of me that wanted to go to the UK. I did apply, but I didn't want to be there. I was always set on like, I want to be in Spain, I want to be in Europe. Like I don't want to be. And maybe I manifested Brexit and kicked the Britain out of the EU with my I want to be in Europe, like pretending like it's a whole different region.
You are British though, like Nazly has.
I do have a British passport. But I just didn't. I wasn't feeling it, and then I went to Segovia, and I was like, I don't want any of my friends there. I want to be all by myself, like, and then. Probably half of the school community from Dubai moved to my uni, which was super fun and cool. I lived with 2 people that I did kind of like it because it's always nice to kind of have a little bit of home. And like we were saying earlier, I am very social, so I was very grateful that I still like stood to my like stayed true to the fact that I wanted to meet people from different cultures and I wanted to expand. my friendships, and I wanted to, and you live and you learn. There are people that I met that I was like, maybe you weren't like the same, aligned with the same morals as me and things like that. But I think all of it was a learning experience. I think moving to such a small city, Segovia is, I'm not joking, Sima came to visit me. We finished it in a day.
It's like the cutest tiny Spanish village.
It's the tiny, it's minuscule. But yeah, like the furthest thing for me was probably the gym, which is a 15-minute bus ride. Otherwise, you wouldn't ride the bus. Like, you walk everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was lovely. But because it's so small, like, you do build such a community. And I think moving to Madrid was a shift because it's such a big city and it's, like, completely different and whatever. But it was great. I don't think I'd change it for the world. Because of it being such a tiny city, I don't think I could have done 3 years there. But I think it was perfect. I graduate from Segovia. If you start in Segovia, you get to go back and graduate over there.
Oh, that's so adorable.
So it's a whole full circle moment, and like I know I'm going back. Like I know I'm taking my kids to Segovia and being like, look, this is where I walked home from uni. This is the walk to blah blah blah. This is the cathedral. This is the place I went on breakfast. Sima came to this castle and we toured it together. Like all of this stuff, like. Cinderella Castle.
You need to take them to what's the place that you like? The
Yumbar?
Yumbar. Nazly's obsessed with this breakfast place in Segovia.
The only breakfast place in Segovia up until the second year.
Everyone just loves Yumbar, right?
I mean, yeah, it was open 3 days a week, but it did the job.
I think every single time we had breakfast in Segovia was in Yumbar.
No, me and Tia took you to Palomas the second time you came.
Yes, you're right.
We took you to Palomas.
Yes,
we
I
did.
Had shakshuka. And that's what. Remember
the story? You tell it. This is for you. Go.
I don't know. Basically, Tia is also in Segovia, right? And she's still there now. And so we were all staying at Tia's the second time I visited in second year. And I had a flight to catch. I needed to go to Madrid to catch my flight back to the UK and make it back for uni, etc. So we're like, let's do one more breakfast before I leave, right? I'll leave my stuff in Tia's house. It'll be fine. Like I'll just go I packed it all. I'll go back and get it right before I need to leave. We're going and we start ordering food. We're sitting down, and then we realize, or I don't know if it was when we were ordering food or on the way there.
No, it was right when we left the house because the door closed and I went, the keys! Because I knew that they were inside. And the thing is, I would usually grab them, right? Because I've been locked out of my own apartment. Like, I feel like I'm the type of person which always follows up with my friends. Like, it's like, we leave a restaurant, I check the tables and chairs to make sure everything's done. I'm very, like, mom when it comes to that stuff. So I would always leave with the keys because Tia tends to be a little bit of a forgetful person sometimes. And what we would do in Segovia for some reason is we'd leave the key in the door, which makes it even harder to open if you lock yourself out. So Tia leaves the key in the door and I was like, wait, the keys, because nobody grabbed them. And we were like, locksmith. It was a Sunday as well. Like, Segovia is a typical Spanish town. They sleep all the time. Like, Spanish people Spanish people enjoy their free time quite a lot. So they sleep a lot. They tend to not work as much. Like, to take work-life balance from anyone, the advice would be the Spaniards, because they will life-work balance, not work-life balance. So we were like, oh no, like, is there going to be a 24/7 one? Like, whatever. We find the man. We call the man.
We didn't harass him, but like we're like, please, like we have a flight to catch.
Like, you have to come. And we get to breakfast, we eat.
We're like stressful. Tia felt so bad. Tia was not even eating. She was just like trying to like get the guy to answer.
Yeah, she felt super bad because Sima would have like missed her flight otherwise, or we'd have to ship her bag back to her. Actually, not even her passport was inside the bag. So there was no traveling back. And the thing with Segovia is you have to take a bus to get to Madrid that's an hour away, and then you go to the airport. And the buses are always sold out on like the weekends because everyone's out like leaving Segovia. There was no chance of Sima like getting a later bus if the guy was delayed. Like it was like, you need to make this bus. But we did it. We got the locksmith. He opened the door, and how fast did he open the door?
So fast.
Like literally 0.2 seconds, and I was like, oh, it was that easy.
But Tia was very on it, like when she with getting the guy and you got Matt to talk to him in Spanish, right?
Yeah, I did. I called Matt, and I made him stay on the speakerphone to call the guy in Spanish, and I was like, figure it out, like tell him, because people don't speak English in Spain. So.
But you know what? Speaking of the bus, I actually got the wrong bus ticket, and I ended up having to take the train that day.
Oh my gosh! What
I
about
remember
that?
I was even more stressed after. I was like, oh shoot. So I had to quickly get a taxi. I remember you ordered me a taxi to the train station, and then I managed to, thank God, I got a train. But yeah, that was. Why did we start talking about that? Because we were talking about me visiting Segovia the second time.
And then Palomas, and then you said the keys.
Oh, Young Bar, work-life balance. Why did Young Bar come?
We moved on from the work-life balance. This is just a conversation about me and Siba's life, like.
For real. But and basically, Nazly and I have had years of wonderful memories. I'm very grateful for her. She's amazing. And another thing that Nazly was always good at, and something that you shaped in my life or helped me become better at, is self-love. Like, you are always great at like embodying authenticity, and you're someone who's just so yourself. Like, honestly, like you're not afraid to be you.
No, yeah, but I think it's the type of thing where I think from a very young age I was very like myself. Like, my parents always let me be completely comfortable in like the type of person that I was. So I was always very myself, and I'm really glad that wasn't something that I grew out of. But I was even speaking to Sima about this, because I remember in high school, like, Sima would always be like, Nazly, you made me love myself so much more. Nazly, like, you're so good at this, you inspire me in this way, whatever. And it was always so nice to hear. But I remember being in London, and Sima was so, like, herself. And I, like, just looked at her, and I was like, wait, like, the roles have completely reversed. Like, you're making me feel this way now. Aww. Like, you know what I mean? It's really nice how like you've developed into like the person who's not afraid to be herself at all. Like, and Sima really never was, but I think it was like maybe you tread with a little bit more caution than I did, because I was very like on the side of like, I literally don't care what anyone thinks of me. Like, if you want my opinion, like, it's just not my problem. Like, I'll find somebody who does. And I don't know how that came about, because I was very much a people pleaser when I was much younger, and I think Sima, you can relate to that. Like, it's just always been like,
everyone, I guess, experiences it.
I need to feel, I felt like I need the validation from people. And then all of a sudden, like, I sat down and I was like, no, you know what? No, thank you. Like, I'm good. I don't care what you think about me. And I started just doing things, I think, my way. And I think everybody's like own way is the best way. Like, do things the way that you want it done, and people will appreciate that. Like, at the end of the day, you're the most authentic when you're being yourself. And if you're trying to be somebody else, like, you're not gonna work to the best of your ability, because it's just not who you are.
And I think something else about both of us, or maybe something that's common between us, is I would say we're both quite confident about our abilities and ourselves, like who we are, even if like maybe separate to I guess it's very linked to self-love, but just in general, like we are similar also in terms of like our career ambitions and our passions and going for what we want to do, and that's something we've always resonated on. Like, in school we even started this like mini leadership thing together, and had like a session and encouraging other people to go for their goals.
Yeah, I think it's we've always kind of aligned on like the same kind of path. We took the exact same IB subjects except for our language. And it wasn't even like an intentional, like, conscious decision. It's just we've always been kind of interested in the same things. And I think it was always very nice, because Sima and I were in quite a few classes together, but not even that. It's always very nice to have somebody who's kind of like with you on the same path, because I had a lot of friends who were like, I want to study something like completely different to me. Like I'm like, oh, you're going into biology, like cool, like I would never. Um, so it was super cool, and it's like the kind of thing where I think we can like bounce ideas off of each other. We
And learn
can,
from
you know
each
what I
other.
mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like there's always somebody that I know that when it comes to anything in general, but even career wise, I can go to and be like, hey, what would you do in this situation? Because I know that she's
Same.
probably faced similar situations, and I know that she has like a similar kind of like creative mind as I do. So it's like, you know, you could think about it the same way that I would want.
Yeah.
So when I go, like, and it's not even like, oh, I'm going to somebody who I know will say what I want to hear, because Sima's not that type of person. Like, Sima won't tell me how it is. Like, she'll be like, no, Nazly, actually, I think this. And I'm like, see, this is what I need. I need a fresh, raw, like, perspective. I'm very blunt. I'm very honest. And I appreciate that Sima's kind of the same way with me. We're both like she'll tell me her opinion, and I like that neither of us are kind of scared to
say it how it is. I feel like I'm like that with you, but I'm trying to get better at being like that with everyone. Cause
I think it's hard to be like that with people that we're maybe not as close to, because
being direct, I find it hard, like being completely direct. But I really appreciate people who are very direct. Like, what's your take on people being? I mean, you can be quite direct, but in a good way.
I think I can be too direct sometimes, where it like maybe more when I was younger. I think I've like worked on it, but I think I've been direct to the point where it may come across off as like rude, which is the like actually like my last intention. Like it's the last thing I want to do.
I feel like your intention is there though. Like I see it. But sorry, you.
I think you see it, but that's the thing, is like you're the type of person where I can do it with, and I know that you won't get like offended, because you're like, oh, like this is Nancy, like this is how she is. I know that she's saying this because she has my best interests at heart. But I think it's harder to balance when it's somebody who doesn't know me that well, because to them they're just like, who's this girl, like just telling me her opinion, like thank you. But I think that I've worked on not doing it like unsolicited. Like it's kind of like, if you're asking me, I've learned, I think, with some experiences in uni where I've been in a few maybe altercations, like very minimal obviously, but like just verbal like things where it's like, oh no, we're not getting along, is to always kind of preface it with, hey, I don't mean to come off any sort of way, like I know that, like I want you to know that I have your best interest at heart. I just want to my opinion and like tell you how it is. If that's not the type of person that you want, don't ask me, because I can't not say like how I feel. And I think a lot of my friends and the people that are closest to me appreciate that I'm this type of person, because you kind of always have a friend who's going to tell you what you want to hear, and you have the friend who's going to tell you what you need to hear. And it's always depending on how you're feeling, like who you want to go to for advice. Because sometimes I'm like, no, see, I just need someone to validate my feelings right now. And I wouldn't go to me if I wanted validation of how I'm feeling, if it's being like irrational. Because I'm very emotional, but I'm very logical at the same time. Like I'm very reasonable. So I always try to find the reason for everything. So if you don't want a reason for why you're behaving a certain way, don't come to me. And it's funny because when I'm very emotional, I'm like, stop giving me solutions. I don't want a solution. Like, just let me cry. But then when it comes to anybody else, I'm like, I think that you should go about it like this. And I'm like, literally shut up. Like, this is not what you would want.
Question.
But yeah.
So we're talking about like, I guess this, you can phrase it as feedback, like giving your opinion on something. And then you said you would maybe not give it if it wasn't asked anymore. But let's say there's someone who like you care about, and you have a piece of feedback for them and you actually feel like it would benefit them to know. Would you tell them like, oh, I have a piece of feedback. Do you mind if I tell you? Like, would you do that, or would you not say anything unless they ask?
No, I don't think I would word it like, because I don't know how I would feel if I got the same like like somebody coming to me and being like, hey, I have some feedback on your behavior lately.
Nazly says I talk too formal. I think this is just the formal in me talking.
You do talk to, no, because Sima said that to me before, and I've been like, yes, like, okay, like, that's really weird. Because to me, it's very like
advice?
I think I'm the type of person who can loop it into conversation without making it seem like I'm telling them anything specific. Like, I would just talk about it and then be like, oh, I feel like you've been acting like this lately. Like, would you want to maybe change that? maybe not exactly like that.
Guys, another thing about Nazly, like, I always say this is so underrated about you, but you're actually one of the funniest people I know, like, on planet Earth. Like.
I think Seema's my only friend in my life who's ever called me funny, and it's always very validating.
How? Like, you're so funny.
I find myself hilarious, but it's nice to know that there's one person out there who's like laughing with me.
But maybe you should change that. How about you change that? Like, bro, that's...
No, how about you change that? But I think if you went about it like this, maybe you'd feel a little bit better. Or...
But what if
I think it depends entirely on...
Like, is this like a deep convo or...
No, all my combos are deep, girl. I just put it into like a conversation. Like I just mix it in, so it's not as if I'm trying to like, because I can't go up to someone and be like, hey, I have feedback. Like, why am I observing you? Like, that's weird. Like I know that me and you are very observant people, but I think somebody would be very uncomfortable with that fact. Like, that's a little strange. Like, why are you noticing?
I don't know.
And I think I don't know. I think it depends on the situation.
It depends on the person too and your relationship with them. Like, the question I asked was about someone like you care about. I feel like it's normal. Also, us and with like our people that we have in common, friends wise, I feel like all of us are just quite observant, and like this is so normal for us to talk about.
No, yeah.
Like,
this is the thing. It's coming from you. It was weird because literally, why are you asking me to give me feedback? Like, that was what was weird to me. Not the fact that you wanted to give me feedback.
Oh, wait, now I remember what you were talking about, the specific time. Yeah. It was like on Snap.
Yes, it was the fact that you asked to give me feedback. Like, I was like, okay, like, why don't you just tell me what's wrong?
Like, if you don't want to hear it, then, like, it's like, what if you're not in an emotional state to accept, like, a bit of constructive criticism, or, not criticism, but, like,
I don't know, like, just I don't know. No, but I think me and you are the types of people who have friends who will say, I need advice. Like, I'm happy to say that I'm the type of person who people would come to for advice. So I don't really feel like we're in a position where I have to do it. Like, I have to ask them if they want it. It's more like if they need it, they could just come and be like, hey, like, need your help, and I'd be like, hey, gotcha, you know, like,
I think it's also very different in a friendship context compared to like professional. Professional is a completely different thing. Like, feedback professionally is
professional,
so
different. I wouldn't do it unless it's like a meeting where we're like sitting and we're like discussing how things should change. Because for me, for example, we have like a every 2-3 weeks. We have like a sit down, like, how's it going? What can you do better? What can, you know?
Only every 2-3 weeks, not weekly.
We don't align weekly because there's 2 interns, so we can't overlap on working hours because I work part-time and she does too.
Oh, right, you're part-time, so I forgot, yeah.
But it's very like, hey, sit down, like, you tell me what you need me to fix, like how I can make your life easier, and I'll tell you how you can make mine easier. And it's been working, so hopefully it stays that way. But I think it's very different in a professional context, because with my friends it's very much just like especially when it's like you're observing the behavior in real time. Like, I could literally just look at him and be like, can you stop doing that? Like, don't do that. Like stop. Not just like, oh, I think that we should sit down and talk about this, like, thing that you've been doing recently that I think you should improve.
I think it depends on the friendship. Like, our friendship, maybe it's just, we are, like, honestly, like, we're like a sister, you know? It's super, like...
Yeah, like, we're very comfortable around each other, I think.
But... Yeah, and also, like, relationships is a different story. Family, because, like, family, it's like you're just stuck with your family, so...
Yeah, like, my sister, I could say that too. Yeah, like, with your family, it's like, well, you're not going anywhere, so it doesn't really matter if I don't like something about you, because what am I gonna do, leave? Like, it doesn't matter.
It's still important, like, communicating.
Of course. But I think it's harder in family dynamics than it is in, like, friendship dynamics, because with friends, you can just be like, bye. But with your family, like, if you're arguing, then it's like, okay, and then what? Like, what are we gonna do now?
Story, for sure, yeah.
Okay, a minute left on this recording.
Okay.
But...
Well...
I don't know.
I guess...
You can call me back if you
Okay,
want.
okay. I'll call you back then. Sorry, the guys, this
And
is a
just
Zoom, so I need to like pause and TBC. Okay, I'll
Dima,
call
you
you
can
now.
crop this part out.
It's
Just
fine.
crop
I'm
it.
really not bothered to do editing. Like honestly, with my podcast, I don't like to sit and make edits.
I will crop it and send it to you.
Okay.
I'll send you the cropped version.
Okay, but I'm recording on my phone. What if the phone one sounds good? Just in case it
You
sounds
can
good.
go back and replace when on voice memos.
I know, but
Girl.
okay, see you in
Girl.
the next one. Bye.
See you in the next.
Oh, I'm admitting Nazly into the room. Okay. Is she here? Right.
It's
And we're
converting.
back.
It's converting.
I resumed on my recording. Nazly's doing the recording on the Zoom because I don't know which one's gonna work better, but I just keep having flashbacks to the old days when we used to do Zoom, because basically when Nazly and I were in year 12, it was like literally the full year was hybrid, and we happened to be in the same like homeroom for the first semester.
Thank goodness.
Oh my god, we literally I think you were the most person I talked to for like those few months.
I think me and Sima would actually spend like maybe 9 hours out of every single day speaking to
Genuinely,
each other.
we spoke so
Not just
much.
like all together, like speaking, like
And we'd
verbal.
sit next to, and everyone would like, we're both very loud, so we'd both like sit next to each other and like cause chaos in the class and
preach and like
Oh
make
my
noise
gosh,
and like laugh very like
Mhm.
loudly for a very long time.
But you know what was cute? I remember we'd get comments like, "Oh, like I love your guys' friendship," like
yeah,
in class.
no,
and
it was
we'd be
really, it was very
"Aw."
nice.
It was so
They was like,
wholesome.
okay,
Yeah.
guys.
Something else Nazly and I actually did together, which you reminded me at the start when we first hopped on a Zoom call, because we caught up a bit first before we started recording.
Yeah, we did.
We did. Well, you talk about it.
Okay, so we had a TEDx. This was what? We were in year 9, Sima?
Was it beginning of year 9? I think it was, yeah.
I think it was year 9. And our school kind of did these like TEDx talks, like whatever. And it would be between, I think, it would go from maybe year 8, year 9 to like the year 12s.
Yeah.
So me and Sima were very confident, bright 13-year-olds. And the theme was press play. And me and Sima decided to do like a little duo TED talk together. And we had
We did a
had to
full
film, like,
script.
we had a full script. We have a video which I come across every once in a
Oh
while
my
when I'm clearing my WhatsApp storage.
Send it to me. I don't have it.
It comes up a lot when I'm clearing my WhatsApp storage because it's taking up so much, but I can't bring myself to delete it. It was really, really fun, and we kind of decided to do the episode around press play on your life. 2 13-year-olds giving you advice on how to go for
And
it.
that was like our first like play date. That's the first time I went to your house.
Yeah, Sima came to
Remember?
my house. We spent half that time upside down on the couch recording this podcast. And then not this podcast, it's like voice recording, trying to hear ourselves back and practice our speech.
That's probably the most efficient or productive study date we've ever had.
I can't really think of any other one that's maybe went nearly as well.
It always ends up with us like going to Nazly's area, and then we go to this cafe and we just end up talking for hours into the night, and then I need to leave, like.
Exactly. It just never turns into like.
But it's always a really good convo.
No, because
Like a
see,
break
at the end
from
of the day, those are the memories I remember. I don't remember a single thing we were planning on studying. I don't remember anything we were planning on reading. I don't know what psychology study we were planning on memorizing.
Psychology studies.
No, yeah, I think it was, so we decided to just do this whole press play on your life thing. We didn't make it through, but
no one made it. They were so like age discriminatory. Like they didn't let anyone who was like below year 10
it wasn't
pass.
any of the younger ones that made it through. But I think it was props to me and Seema for trying.
Yes,
I know we were very
girls.
passionate. We were very like,
That was the start of our love for public speaking. Nazly has a whole speech that she's done. Mashallah, public speaking queen. Check out her LinkedIn, Nazly Amin.
I enjoy public speaking quite a lot, except every single time I do, it's as if I completely black out and I don't remember it when I'm done. I have no idea what I said. I have literally no recollection of anything that just happened, but I'm very good at it when I'm up there. It's just my hands are shaking, my heart's beating, and it goes by, and it's great. But I remember something, my speech that I had to do was for my public speaking class, and one of the criteria of what you were getting graded on was how many ums and uhs
really
you said in a sentence.
Specifically, not just general, like clarity, cohesiveness.
No, just like yeah, exactly, like like hesitating, whatever it is, because they told us like if there's something, if you think you want to hesitate, you pause, repeat that sentence from the beginning, right? Instead of being like, because then you don't sound like you're persuading anybody, because you can't even, you know. And I thought that was super interesting, and I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, I wonder how many I'm going to say. And when I finished, again, didn't remember my speech, had no idea. A girl came up to me who was the counter. She was like, you said none. And I was like, what? Like, you didn't hesitate once. I was like, wait, what? Like, I had no idea. And it was so nice and like validating to be like, wait a second, like I am good at this, because I don't remember it. I don't recall it.
Not at all.
Any presentation that I do in class and whatever, all my friends after be like, okay, I think that went well. I'm like, I have no clue.
Interesting. Do you intentionally make yourself forget it, or do you just...
No, I think I'm just so nervous that like my mind just like, I'm just so locked in on like giving it. And I practice, like I know what I'm saying. I don't talk like I know what I'm saying. It's just after I'm like, I don't know what I said. You know?
I didn't know that.
No, yeah, I had a presentation last semester, and I was in a group of 8 people. Our professor said not everybody has to present. Nobody presented but me.
Oh my gosh.
So we're in front of the entire class, and it was called the Paracucha method, which is basically a presentation that is 20 photos, and each photo's on the screen for 3 seconds. That's it. That's your presentation. There's no words, no nothing, and you have to go up and present for these 3 minutes.
I like that.
They were the longest 3 minutes of my life, and I got to maybe 2 minutes 30, and I literally stopped talking, and I looked at everyone in my class, and I was like, does anyone from my team want to add anything, because I'm done talking? And I was like, I have nothing else to say. Like, I don't know what else you guys want to say. I was speaking for 3 minutes straight with no words, no prompts, no notes, nothing, about a project that we all did. So there's parts of it that maybe I wasn't as like, you know, like I didn't contribute as much to. Such a struggle. Like, that was actually one of the hardest presentations. But my professor came up to me after that, and he was like, you know something, like I admire you, because I don't think that I could have done that. And I looked at him like, you're a professor. Like, what do you mean you don't think you could have done that? You stand in front of a bunch of students, most of whom are not paying attention to you, and just speak for 3 hours every single day. Like,
no, but I get him, because like it's not easy. No, yeah, no one else is doing it.
No, yeah, and I remember sitting back with my team and being like, you're welcome. Never put me in this position again. Like,
no, but everyone, that brings you a level of respect, you know, like it's
no, yeah, but it also comes with a level of expectation, because now people are like, she can. So I think that's something also that I've realized in like the corporate world. Obviously, when you start a new job, you're like very on top of everything. You're trying to make the best impression, which fair enough. And you're working at your like the best of your ability. Keep in mind, I started when my semester was first starting out, so I didn't really have a work-life balance. It was just like work. I didn't have a lot of studies. And like starting off there, it's like I could do a million things in a day, but it's because I was working completely overtime and working outside of my hours to try to like make the best impression. And unfortunately that stuck. So now people have this expectation where it's like, oh well, she can do it, and I'm like, yeah, she can, but at her expense, not at your expense. So it's something that I managed to build the guts to bring up in a recent meeting, being like, this is too much, like I can't handle it. And I think setting boundaries in the corporate world is something that's a little bit difficult because of how young we are. and like where the positions that we're at, like we're not, I'm like, why do I have the right to tell them like, oh, don't do that, you know, because everyone's kind of like above.
At the end of the day, like it's like at what cost, you know, because you don't want to, you'll perform better when you are just better mentally, physically.
That's true. And then also, I think it's you deliver the best work when you can do all the. I know you were talking to me about this. It's like you do all the work at the best of your ability instead of everything to a little bit less.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting topic though, because I was actually speaking to a colleague about this. Like, let me know what you think, but I always question it in my career to what extent should I be like hustle at the cost of maybe, I don't know, a lot of my personal endeavors or what I do in my free time, my leisure time. Like to what extent should I be prioritizing work over other things to get that initial springboard, you know what I mean? Because I was told, like, by this specific colleague, lots of people say earlier in your career, hustle, all of that, but this specific colleague was saying, like, no, you should place a boundary from the start, because then people will know that and they won't disrespect that.
Yeah, I think it's very hard, because I think we're at this like stage where it's like, well, I want to get the best job, I want to make the best impression, I want to whatever, because we're at a point where it's like, we have a college degree, but that's it. We don't have, yes, okay, some of us have internships, experience, whatever it is, but we don't have years of work under our belt. And I think it's like the time to hustle and like do the best that you can, land the best job straight out of uni and whatever it is. So we're trying our best to kind of keep up that impression, but at the same time, I think what your colleague said's like, it's interesting, and I think it's difficult to do when you're like in our position, but I've heard it from so many people, is like, make your boundaries clear, because otherwise people will walk all over you. People will take advantage of you because they know that you're gonna do it, and that's like the last thing that you kind of want. And it's like, yes, you can switch jobs and maybe set a new boundary at the new job, but it's like, if you instill that in yourself and like set that expectation yourself, like, oh, I'm not gonna stand for this, then it's like you'll be able to implement it everywhere. You know what I mean? It even comes down to like something in like group projects. Like, I've learned, it's like I set that expectation where it's like, I will do all of the work. So you can be paired with, we're gonna be like, well, she's gonna do it anyway. Why would I contribute? And it's like, I've learned to like set that boundary now, where there was one time we had a group project, and I was like, I'm not gonna do anything. And they were all like, what do you mean? And I was like, I'm not going to do anything, because you guys have been working with me for 6 months and I've done literally everything for us. I'm not going to do anything this project, like, figure it out. It wasn't graded, so I was like, this is not going to affect me. Like, the project isn't graded, the like whatever. It was like a 1 week like daily task, like it wasn't anything crazy. So I was like, I'm not going to do anything. And I sat and I watched the work unfold, and they created something great, and I looked at like my group and I was like, so you can, you just don't, like you can do the work, you're just choosing not to. And they're like, yeah, well, because you always do it. And it was kind of like an eye-opening thing for me, where I was like, well, I don't have to always do it, you know what
or you obviously know, it's about finding the balance, right? Because I completely get where you're coming from. I think we both have a bit of control freak in us, and like to be. It
was very hard, I think, for me to let go and just be like, I'm gonna leave this in the hands of other people. But because it was an assignment that wasn't gonna affect anything, and it wasn't even like sent to the professor, so I was like, okay, I can afford to like. Yeah. This is something where I can afford to do
this. And it shows you like, okay, that, you know, don't do everything on your own. I realized, like, because I used to always want to do the most, or at least cross-check everything, but you can't always do everything, so you have to delegate. And even if maybe you think you can do something better than someone else can, it's again the idea of cost benefit, like at what cost? Like, is it going to mean that you do everything else for other projects at a poorer quality? Is it going to mean you don't dedicate time to important aspects of your personal life, or like to like take an hour to exercise because you're busy editing that thing that someone else could technically do, you know? So prioritization. But I'm conscious this chat is getting quite long, and I know you have somewhere to be soon and I have somewhere to be, but it was so lovely to have you on the pod, Naz. And You definitely need to be back
you.
on the podcast.
I will. I'm so happy to be back. Like I love
non-negotiable.
talking.
It's gonna
You
happen.
you know I speaking time.
Do you have any like I guess words to the audience or an advice or life motto to share?
I think one quote that I will end this podcast on, but I will be back and I will give you more. But one thing I think that I think I've mentioned this to Sima quite a few times, and she's always been like, okay, I like this, and my mom said it to me when we were leaving Disneyland at 7 years old, and I was sad about it. My mom was like, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. And I realized that it makes me appreciate life quite a lot more. And it's like, more and more and more experiences will come. So it's like, just appreciate each day as it comes, because when it ends, something else is coming your way. And yeah, we just have to embrace life
I love that quote. Nazly told me that quote when I really needed to hear it one time when we were like a few years back, and it genuinely has not left my mind. Such a good quote. And I'm grateful to your mom for telling you that. I didn't know.
My mom.
That's so
I was leaving Disneyland, and I was sad that I was leaving Disneyland, and my mom was like, don't cry because it's over, smile because it's happened. And I was like, yeah, you're so right. And it stuck with me ever since I was 7 years old. If I can spread that message to more people, I will.
She's spreading serotonin by spreading this message. Like, come on, Nazly, I mean, for you guys, everyone.
Thank you for having me, Sima, and I am definitely willing to be back. I always love.
I'm so happy we caught up. Genuinely, like.
We just caught up before it, which was, I think, important little like.
It was so nice to have you. I hope this gave you guys some serotonin. I don't hope. I know it did, because like, come on, like, it's so fun to talk to Naz, and she's the best.
Thank you.
So
thank you for having me, Smad, and see you guys soon. I hope, or listen. No, you can listen to me soon again.
Yes, we'll make it happen. Bizou, everyone. Sure. Bye bye.